We live in an age where self-worth is increasingly measured in likes, followers, and viral moments. Social media, once hailed as a tool for connection, has become a battleground for validation, one where we constantly compare our behind-the-scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. But why does scrolling through curated feeds leave so many feeling hollow, anxious, and inadequate? The answer lies in psychology, neuroscience, and the timeless human tendency to compare ourselves to others. This essay explores how social media exploits our evolutionary instincts, distorts reality, and fuels a self-esteem crisis. And most importantly, how we can reclaim our sense of self in an age of digital illusions. Human beings have always compared themselves to others. Evolutionary psychologists argue that this instinct helped our ancestors assess their place in social hierarchies, ensuring survival and reproductive success. But while early humans compared themselves to a small tribe, today we measure ourselves against thousands of carefully crafted online personas. A 2014 study in Computers and Human Behavior found that passive social media use, scrolling without engaging, leads to declines in self-esteem, while active participation, posting, commenting, has a neutral or even positive effect. The difference? Passive consumption turns us into spectators of others' success, while active engagement allows self-expression. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Yet social media makes this wisdom nearly impossible, because it constantly shows us what we lack. Long before Photoshop, the wealthy commissioned artists to paint them in the best possible light. Softer features, grander poses, idealized beauty. Today, filters and editing apps allow everyone to do the same. A 2021 study in Body Image found that frequent filter use increases body dissatisfaction, especially among young women. Even when we know images are edited, the subconscious effect remains. The French philosopher Jean Baudrillard called this phenomenon hyperreality, a world where artificial representations, Instagram posts, TikTok trends, feel more real than reality itself. When we constantly measure our lives against these illusions, we set ourselves up for perpetual dissatisfaction. Social media platforms are designed to be addictive. Like a slot machine, they offer intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes we win, likes, comments, viral moments, but most of the time, we get nothing. Psychologist B.F. Skinner first discovered this effect in pigeons. Random rewards made them peck buttons obsessively. Humans, it turns out, aren't much different. Every notification triggers dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical, creating a cycle of craving and reward. But there is a dark side. A 2020 Nature study found that heavy social media users showed heightened activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and anxiety center. The more we compare, the more our brain interprets social threats, FOMO, envy, insecurity, as real dangers. Psychologists identify two types of social comparison. Upward comparison, measuring ourselves against those we perceive as better. Example, seeing a friend's dream vacation while you're stuck at home. Effect, triggers feelings of inadequacy. Downward comparison, measuring ourselves against those worse off. Example, thinking, at least my life isn't as bad as theirs. Effect, often leads to guilt, not relief. A study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that neither type of comparison improves well-being. Even when we win the comparison game, the victory is temporary, because the game never ends. Socrates famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." If we apply this wisdom to social media, we must ask, why do I feel worse after scrolling? Who benefits from my insecurity? Hint: advertisers, and algorithms. What would happen if I measured my worth beyond likes and followers? Practical steps toward digital wellness include: curate your feed, unfollow accounts that trigger envy, follow those that inspire growth, limit passive scrolling, set app timers, or take regular digital detoxes. Embrace wabi-sabi, the Japanese philosophy of finding beauty in imperfection. Reconnect with reality. Spend time on offline activities that reinforce intrinsic worth: hobbies, exercise, face-to-face conversations. Frida Kahlo once said, "I am my own muse." In a world that profits from our self-doubt, the most radical act is to stop comparing and start living. Social media didn't invent insecurity. It simply amplified an age-old struggle. But the solution isn't to abandon technology. It's to redefine our relationship with it. When we shift from seeking external validation to cultivating self-acceptance, we reclaim something priceless: the freedom to be imperfectly, unapologetically ourselves. And in a world of curated illusions, that is true liberation. The next time you open a social media app, pause and ask, am I consuming or am I being consumed? The answer may change how you see yourself and the digital world forever.